You're welcome to my channel. In this video, we shall be concluding topic 2, Elements of Taxation. And we shall conclude it by looking at the obligations of a taxpayer. In our previous video, we looked at the rights of a taxpayer or the obligations of URA. So in this video, we are going to be looking at the obligations of a taxpayer, what a taxpayer is supposed to do. First is that a taxpayer is supposed to register him or herself. So the first obligation is registration. A taxpayer is supposed to voluntarily register with URA as a taxpayer, and this requires the taxpayer to obtain a tax identification number, which is known as TIN. It is free of charge to every applicant, and it is a unique identifier for all tax purposes. The taxpayer can apply for a tax identification number online using URA electronic services. So the first obligation of a taxpayer is registration. And then the second obligation of the taxpayer is filing for returns and entries. The taxpayer is supposed to file correct tax returns, custom entries, or any form relating to taxes and any other revenue-related obligation at the right time and place as required by law. And this can be done through the electronic tax system. So that is the second obligation of the taxpayer, filing for returns. And then the third obligation of the taxpayer is tax payments. It's the taxpayer's obligation to pay the correct tax at the right time and the right place as required by the relevant laws. The taxpayer has an obligation to pay tax at the right time and the right place. Then the taxpayer also has an obligation of cooperation with the authority. The taxpayer is supposed to cooperate with the authority that collects tax. In handling your tax matters, the taxpayer and his agents is expected to deal and cooperate with the authority, the authority's authorized staff. And then lastly, the last obligation of a taxpayer is disclosure and declaration. To comply with taxation requirements and regulations, the taxpayer is supposed to make full disclosure of full information and correct information of all transactions at all times. So those were the obligations of a taxpayer: disclosure and declaration, cooperation with the authority, tax payments, filing returns and entries, and registration. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends, and watch my next video. We are going to be introducing topic 3, Elements of Taxation.